So this is the Bluebells Award night for the York Camra 2025 Pub of the Year. We're super happy, as you can see. We've got quite a lot of camera members and regulars down tonight. It's slightly too many to fit in the pub, and we served some canapes. We're going to have some speeches. There's quite a big announcement that's going to come at the end of my speech. Something that I've never ever said behind the bar of a pub, and I've been doing this for 22 years straight. And I'm going to say something for the first time tonight that I've never ever said before. So everyone's on tenterhooks, no one knows what's going to happen, but one thing we can guarantee is there's going to be some decent hangovers tomorrow morning. We were really chuffed. We were up against some serious competition. There was the Greyhound in Rickle with Sam and Jay. There was Mike up at the Acorn as well. And to be honest with you, we were 50-50 on whether we would be able to win it this year. Super happy that we have, but I've got to say, it was a bit of a surprise because of the competition out there. I think it's down to the fundamentals, and here at the Bluebell we're very lucky because we're a small space. We don't have any space to waste, and by waste I mean waste with TVs, waste with jukeboxes, and waste with quiz machines, and waste with pool tables. So in the Bluebell everything's much more compact, and as a result it's proper bar work and it's proper pub craft. And for me, every pub should just be doing three things. This is the entirety of my staff training, and it's the ABCs of pub work: atmosphere, beer and conversation. And if you get those three things going well, you really don't need to waste your space on anything else. So I think although this is a beer award, obviously Camra is a beer organisation, I think it also reflects the wider values that we operate here at the Bluebell. When I bought the pub 9.5 years ago, I had to have an interview with the pub company, and then I had to have about 50 interviews with the regulars, and every single one of them said the same thing. They said, you're not allowed to change anything, you know you're not allowed to change anything. And I said the same thing then as I'll say now. You don't buy the Bluebell to change it. You buy the Bluebell to keep it going. I'm just a custodian. Hopefully I'll be here for at least 20 years, and then I'll hand it on to the next York resident to take on. And that's been going on now for 200 years, and we've got an easy 200 years after us as well. Post-COVID, it has settled down quite nicely, but at the same time, that's because we're in such an amazing city. York's getting 8, maybe 9 million tourists a year visiting it, and it does help us city centre pubs weather the storm. The wider pub industry across the wider country, it's a real shame, and I'll be mentioning that in my speech tonight, but we've lost a third of the country's pubs in my career. As I said, it's 20 years. And so it's not looking good for pubs around the country. There's a lot of factors going into that. Toxic capitalism and pub owning companies, the main problem, inflated beer prices with the beer tie. There are organisations like Campaign for Pubs that are really on this and really trying to change the law, change things in Westminster to make these pubs more viable. So yeah, we're absolutely fine. We weathered every storm, but a lot of that is down to our location. And yeah, it's not like that for an awful lot of pubs up and down the country.
Well, enjoy the night.
Much appreciated, thank you.